Welcome back. Now, Derek is taking a trip down memory lane in the West today.
Yes, he's at Sligo Folk Park, learning how people lived their lives in the 19th century in Ireland.
Anthropology, history, we've got it all on Ireland Day.
Right.
Professor Derek, how are you getting on?
Professor Derek, I'm liking that one, guys. A trip down memory lane is right because we're live here in Riverstown in Sligo right across the morning. Michael Toohey, the chairman, is with us. And Michael, first up, you've got 6.5, half is the board, right? 6.5 acres here, right?
Yes, Derek, we have indeed. Thank you very much for coming down to see us this morning, Derek. In late 1980s, a group of people came together to see could we do something about the decline of rural Ireland in the village. And in 1990, we bought this site here, Millview House, and 6.5 acres of land. And in 2001, we officially opened the Folk Park, a museum here in the Folk Park.
Now, we're on pics of the Folk Park here itself. I mean, you've got a great array, a fantastic setup here, right?
We have a lovely setup here. We have Millview House, which we have restored back to the early start of the early 20th century. Then we have the dairy, which gives us a look at dairy life in Ireland through the co-op. The co-op was very important to the village here in Riverstown. So
and still is,
and
right?
still is, yeah. We have a store still here in the village, which we're very proud of. Then we go into the school, and the school gives you a reflection of how it was when I first started going to school. All the old desks are there, the blackboard, the cane is still there, everything is still in the school. A wonderful trip down memory lane for anybody. Then
do you get nostalgic when you go in there?
We do, and people come in here. We've seen people come in here and they've gone into the school and they've come out with tears in their eyes, remember back to their days when they were in school. Then we go into the immigration. We do a bit about immigration. Immigration around here was, everybody was immigrating. So we have a very good story on immigration. When we do that, we go to the cottage, which you spoke about already, the most travelled cottage in the world. It's been over to New York, it's been up in the Cooley Mountains, it's been down in Clare, and now it's the final resting place. It will not be going anywhere else. It's here at Riverstown to stay.
I mean, there's a huge focus on the community here because it is community-led and community-driven.
We are absolutely blessed with the community we have here in Riverstown. I cannot speak highly enough of them. We wouldn't be able to run the park without the volunteers we get in here. Our staff, which we're delighted Pubble helps us to fund that. But when we have events on here, the people come together, the volunteers are fantastic. And I'll have to say that the young people are absolutely, we have a couple of events, the likes of Santytown Scare in the park. If we hadn't the young people to help us out in that, we wouldn't be able to run them. And they're our big fundraisers from the years for us.
I mean, you spoke about rural Ireland there, Michael. It really does breathe new life into the village, right?
Oh, it does indeed, yeah. And like, as I said, Riverstown is a small village, but we're blessed. We have the folk park in the village, we have the community park in the village, we have the play school in the village, we have Chalkcole, Morris in the village. You know, we have 2 schools, we have 2 halls, we have 2 churches. We have a wonderful village here with a vibrant community that are great to volunteer and help us out. And you're here today in the street, which is a fantastic replica of the old shops of the area.
Community is so important. Now we're going to pop over here and chat to Nadine. Good morning to you, Nadine. We'll swing you right around. Nadine, you are the manager here, right?
Yes, I am indeed, Derek.
Now let's talk about the cottage because we saw it earlier on. Michael briefly mentioned it there, but it is a wonderful cottage, and this cottage has travelled all over the world.
Yes, Miss Buckley's cottage was a purpose-built in 1994. There was a festival in Yonkers, New York, the Beat on the Peat Festival. So a lot of local community would have travelled over to it, and 30,000 people visited it while it was there in Yonkers, many of whom would have been residents of Ireland previously and would have got great memories.
Now we have shots of the cottage on air at the moment. I mean, meticulous detail to get that replica right.
There is a lot of detail in it now, and you would have like the settle couch there, which would have gone into the bed, of course, and you have the dresser there, and a lot of that would be original artifacts there within it. You know,
a lot of nostalgia in that old cottage.
Absolutely. I mean, you can imagine if you were over in America and you would have left maybe Ireland maybe 50 years earlier, the memories that would have evoked for a lot of people, and still does. I mean, Sligo, the Folk Park here is really a trip down memory lane for a lot of people. But as well as that, it inspires the young ones to give them imagination of how life would have been 100 years ago.
So it's done the whole American trip. It also does Irish tours as well.
It does. It has travelled the length and breadth of the country, so it has now. would have travelled down to Ivory Festival that was going at the time during the 90s and early 2000s. But since the later years now, it is going to stay here now in the Folk Park. So
Stay here. Before we wrap up with you, I have to mention the local tidy towns here in Riverstown. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. The village I was up at earlier on looks gorgeous.
yes, there's a lot of work goes into the tidy towns. They have a great group now. Wednesday night now is a work night for anybody who would like to volunteer. They're always looking for help.
And of course, you got a medal last year, gold medal.
They got a gold medal last year, and they are hoping to
tidiest village
improve
in
that.
the county.
Absolutely, tidiest in the county, and they're hoping maybe that this year judging is ongoing now from June, from the beginning of June. So hopefully we might be able to improve that this year.
All right. Where can we find out more online?
Well, for more information, we have our web page, which is Sligo Folk Park, and all of our social media, Facebook and Instagram accounts.
You're busy on social as well. So from yourself to Michael as well. And by the way, before we wrap up here, look, we've even got little Gizmo and Nori. What age is Gizmo, Nori?
Gizmo's 10.
He's 10. Is he a beautiful little fella? Hello, Gizmo. Give us the paw. Back to you in studio. Good boy. Hello, Gizmo.
Thank you very much, Derek. There we have it.
Sorry.
Lovely little dog. We were just chatting.
Well, we were talking about what life was like in the 19th century and how our family lived. Anyway, there's lots more to come in the final hour. We'll be getting the latest from the world of showbiz, including the rise of Hollywood's rodent hunks.
Yes, we are all into rat men, apparently. Yeah, honestly, we have to explain it to you. It's crazy. Also, we're stretching our style with maxi skirts on.
And New York Times best-selling author Lucy Foley is going to join us for back after this short break.
Don't you admit it?